everyone, so today I have Xuan here with me from No Money Lost. I think you will find him, a friend in this space of personal finance and growth.
Hi Suyin, thanks for having me. Awesome to be here today.
Yeah, we're actually filming outside for the first time, so I'm not sure how it goes, but we'll just give it a go.
Yep, awesome.
So why are we here today?
Alright, Suyin, so we are here today because we are doing a Ask Us Anything Q&A video shoot today. So what happened for the past few weeks is we have been asking on Instagram about ask us something, ask us anything about personal life, investing, money, and anything else. So today we are going to do just that.
Yeah, and thank you so much for all the questions that you sent to Xuan and I. It's been a lot of questions, so we've picked a couple and we hope that you enjoy this. So I think let's jump straight in. Stay to the end of the video to find out what is the #1 success factor for both Xuan and I. I think we find this commonality between us and we agree that this is such a big thing that everyone should take note of.
Right, yeah, that's true. Stay to the end.
Yep. Okay, let's do it. First one.
One of the most asked questions on Instagram for both of us is what is our day job or what is your full-time job, 9 to 5 job?
So I'm quite private as a person, but I'll share some of the details. So my full-time job, I'm in sales and I'm working for a distribution company, not related at all to finance, which most people think I'm in banking or like I'm an insurance agent or unit trust agent. I'm not. So yeah, that's my full-time job. And at the same time, I run this YouTube channel and I like to create content to do with money and investing and demystifying it so that we have more options in our daily life.
Awesome. Alright, for me, I'm a little unconventional because the thing that I do, I'm not sure if this is a full-time or part-time anymore. So majority of my time is to practice and improve myself as a trader. Secondly, I also work on my content. So working on the content, as Xuan knows, it takes a lot of time. So I'm not sure whether this is a part-time thing anymore. So it takes a lot of time. So I work on content, and during the weekend, I have a side hustle as a table tennis coach. So basically, trying to build a multiple share of income with my existing skills. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think Xuan is one of the busiest people I know.
No, I think Suyin is pretty busy.
Probably the
well.
most productive. We're both pretty busy. But as long as it translates into productivity, that's what matters.
Yeah. Perhaps I'll go to the next question first.
Sure.
Yeah. So Suyin, another question that a lot of people ask you is, what are your priorities in life, or what are your ultimate goals when it comes to investing?
Okay, so for me, I have a specific number in mind. It's a gigantic number that scares me as well. So my ultimate goal when it comes to investing is an amount of 15 million
Wow.
by 65. But what is driving this goal is really I want to be able to spend on the people that I love. And like right now I feel like I hesitate before I spend on the people that I love because I'm building this wealth. And yeah, I just really want to be able to have that luxury of time with them and lavishing them with like experiences and things that are super fun, like cost money, you know. And what about you?
I think that my ultimate goal when it comes to investing is very simple. Is to slowly build up my wealth through everything that I earn. So no specific numbers in mind, but basically my goal is to follow the process that I set for myself when it comes to investing. So as long as I follow my process, stick to my process and be disciplined, I'm happy with that. Because as we know, market change, so we cannot say, okay, this year I must make like 20 or 30%, but when the market is bad, sometimes you doesn't do that, but even though you have followed your process. So yeah, so I don't have the specific numbers.
Oh yeah, I think that's okay too. Yeah. And I like how we interpret it slightly differently as well. Okay, let me ask you this question. Xuan, when did you start investing and why did you start investing?
Okay, this is very interesting because now that you ask why I'll address why did I start investing first. The reason why I started to invest was because I thought, okay, this is the way for me to get rich fast. At least this was the start of my early days when I do not know much about investing, but I started learning proper investing back in 2017. about 2 to 3 years ago. So that is how I get exposed to a proper mindset and method to invest. So then and only then I started to learn about proper mindset. So now my goal when it comes to investing is really again to build up my wealth slowly but surely. How about you, Suyin?
For me, I think I've spoken about this before in like previous videos, but it's nice to revisit this. So why I started investing was actually quite a personal story. I realized that, you know, I can have money in the bank and I can be rich or wealthy in that sense, in the financial sense, but what happens if I finish spending that money? What happens when that money runs out? I didn't at that time have that capacity to grow my wealth, and that really scared me. So that's what woke me up into starting to look for ways to grow my wealth. And I found it through investing and actually through business, like running a business or running a positive cash flow business that really generates the wealth.
Exactly. I think that is very important as well. If you do not have cash flow, how can you have capital for investment, right?
Yeah, and I think that's something that we need to talk about more, because we always talk about like this is how you invest, but
in order to invest,
you need some capital.
Yeah, definitely something for a good idea for your next upcoming videos.
Oh yeah. It's in the works. Okay.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. When did I start investing? I was 24 when I really started to acquire knowledge. Now I'm 28. And then when I actually started investing, like putting money in an asset, I was 25.
Awesome. So we started same age.
Yeah. It's roughly same age. But Yushan's younger.
She's very transparent about her age.
I mean, nothing wrong.
Yeah, we are still young. I have this question for you.
Oh yeah.
In fact, a lot of people ask about this. So the question is, how to get started in investment? Or are there any resources or YouTube channel, Instagram account or books that you or workshops that you can recommend to people?
Okay, first thing, right, no one's gonna help you sell you, so let's plug this in. No Money Law is a great resource, and also my YouTube channel of Suyin Ong. We both have Instagram accounts where we share different sort of content, so check us out there. But I think there's like a whole list of resources that I enjoy, and what I do is I curate my environment. I think this is something that's very important for everyone, to expose yourself to the things that you want to learn. So for YouTube accounts, I started there. I like people like Asia Dang. She talks about getting out of debt, and she's also like a feisty woman. It's kind of cool. I like Steven. He's really funny. He's into real estate, but he's also into like ETF investing. He's entertaining. There are people like Dave Ramsey or Phil Town by Rule 1 Investing.
Yeah, Phil Town.
And he's pretty good. And he has a podcast as well called Invested.
Yes.
For a podcast, I like She's on the Money. This Australian group of women who celebrate money wins and money confessions.
Nice.
Instagram accounts, I like to have that stretch of a goal. So my wealth diary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's.
I actually saw Suyin follow her, so I follow her as well. Pretty good Instagram.
She's like aspirational goals because she tracks her growth, and she's it's just really beautiful in terms of visuals. So check it out.
Yeah, awesome.
How about you?
I think Suyin mentioned a lot of things I personally follow as well. So because obviously both of us are from the same space, so who she follows, I also follow. For me personally, if you are new and you really want to get started with money and investing, I think personally this is how I started. I read this book by Adam Cole, is the Millionaire Mind or something like that. I'll tell Suyin the name of the book, so I think she'll just put it here. So it's a good book to get started, and definitely check the book out. It's pretty good. I started with that. And aside from that, all the YouTube channels and Instagram accounts that I follow
Yeah.
just refer to Suyin's list.
Yeah, I think we'll compile a list because there are so many. There are like our local Malaysians that we love, like
Ringgit or Ringgit.
Ringgit or Ringgit, Dividend Magic, Mr. Stingy. There's so many more, and there's so many upcoming in this space. So yeah, we'll just like put our favorites on the list below. So check out the description bar. Alright, let me ask you the next one. What is your favorite investment and why?
Oh, okay. Personally, I do not recommend someone to have a favorite investment, because when you have something of a favorite investment, you get emotionally attached to that investment. And what happens is, if this investment doesn't work out, then you will not be able to react or respond rationally. So, but if you were to ask me what's my personal niche, not to say favorite, but niche, is I would say real estate investment trust, REITs. The reason being is REITs are very simple business to understand. It's not like rocket science. It's just like a property where the managers rent out to their tenants, just imagine Mid-Valley, so, or somewhere pyramid. So it's very simple business to understand. So that's why I like to study REITs. I make sure myself to not get emotionally attached to REITs, just in case there will be market influx. So yeah, don't get emotionally attached, but personally, I love to study REITs.
I think that's a really good point you brought up, because emotional attachment is something that is our downfall when it comes to investing, because as stated before. But I kind of do have a favorite investment for asset class.
I'm curious.
And that is the stock market. I love stocks and I find them very accessible. For me, I like DIYing my own portfolio. So there are a lot of options out there. And you know, like ETFs are very popular, but I like the challenge of building my own portfolio and finding out about these companies and learning more about them. And yeah, it's just really exciting. But it's not like exciting that like, oh, the returns are generating now, but it's more like exciting that I get to learn about these companies and I'm learning about myself and my emotional state as I stay invested and go through the process. And you're like, yeah, dividends, that's great. So I only invest in dividend stocks.
Yeah, very, very important. Listen to how Suyin described her passion or her excitement. It's not on the return itself, but on the process. So focus on the process, be excited of the process, enjoy that learning process. Yeah, very important. Thanks Suyin for sharing that. It's a good reminder as well. Yeah.
No, this is
that is for me.
Okay, so Yishan is really famous for delving into REITs. He also runs a workshop, which is really fantastic for people who want to get started, for beginners. So, is it only REITs that you invest in, Yishan, and what is your average return like?
Okay, so contrary to what people may have assumed, I do not just only do REITs. So as I mentioned, it's important to not have emotional attachment to any kind of investment that you do. So I love to study REITs, but at the same time, I also utilize financial innovation. I utilize platforms like StashAway, Wahid to really diversify my risk. So at the same time, because personally I'm pretty busy as well, so I would love to leverage on this kind of financial innovation or platform to really help grow my wealth. So my average return, it depends. But last year was a good year for REIT. So in terms of REIT itself, I get around mid 10-ish return. Nice. Yeah, last year. Fantastic. Capital gains plus dividends together. So pretty decent. It's pretty decent. Not like very big like a lot of people would think, but it's something very reasonable and decent.
Yeah, it's actually really good. He's being modest here. What do you do with your REIT dividends? Alright,
so there are two methods that you can do with your dividends. First of all, definitely you will invest in what you invest. So basically, let's say you get dividend from let's say Summit REIT, then you'll be invested into your REIT. So this is called the dividend reinvestment method. And there's another method called the hybrid investing. So this is something that I share personally in my workshop. So idea is the dividend that you get, you reinvest it somewhere else. So yeah, so if you do not have time, yeah.
Nice. Thanks for sharing that.
Next question is about you. Not really about you, but I think you would be a great candidate to actually answer this question. So the question is, should we plan our financial journey with our right one, or do you think it is more reasonable to split financials apart with your partner?
I like this question. I like it a lot because it is something that I'm currently exploring and I'm currently struggling with as well. So, my partner and I, he's my boyfriend, we're not engaged or anything yet, but we're going to start looking into living together and joining some form of our finances for expenses. So that's where I think is important that we have that discussion around money and what are our beliefs, what are our values, how do we really want to tackle this, because there are so many ways to do it and there's no one right way. And I think my idea of it is, yes, we should be planning our financial journey with our partners, but it's not always going to be that we're going to be on the same exact journey. We're going to have touch points where we affect each other, but ultimately I think for investing and like growing wealth, I would like it to be separate, and I would like both of us to grow it in our own ways.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Very important what I take away from this. There are certain parts where you need to work on together, but there are parts like investing or wealth growing that need to be separated. Is that what you mean?
I think so.
Yeah.
But I think I'm also coming from the space where I'm all about like women independence, where a man is not a financial plan. I think that is an amazing quote I've heard from someone or somewhere on the internet. And like both of us need to be able to stand on our own 2 feet because we don't know what life throws at us. So
very important.
even though one person is probably better at managing finances, I think both need to be aware of what are the options and what suits our own personality. So Yushin can be very good at REITs and I can be very good at stocks, and probably my boyfriend can be very good at a certain special type of investment class that only works for him. So it's really open for many ways to go about it. I want to ask you the next one. This one is a really good one. Is there a way to passively invest? I think a lot of us are so busy nowadays, we're busy professionals, and we're looking for tips or hacks as to how to invest passively or trade passively. I don't know if there's such a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, because it's intimidating. So how do we maneuver around this?
Yeah, so I think this question is pretty interesting because obviously, like for typical people that works like 9 to 5, you have sometimes even 8 to 7-ish, you work overtime, it's so hard to look for time to invest. So personally, my suggestion for you, if you are in this category of people, which I think most of you are, try StashAway, try Market, this kind of robot advisory platforms which have just start getting famous, more well known lately. So try this. It's definitely time saving and it's much more cheaper compared to conventional mutual funds. Yeah, that's my opinion. Yeah.
So what I'm getting from Yushan is that you really recommend, what I like to call it is like investments on autopilot.
Yeah.
Where we give our money to an entity. Last time it used to be unit trust, but because of like fees and performance, what we really want to do is invest in ETFs, yeah, or like give our money to someone who is like low cost, good enough returns, and they are trustworthy.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And I do believe that passive investing is a thing, but I do think that we need to put in like the initial work to find out what we can about these financial institutions and whether it's a good fit for us or not. So like I like StashAway, and like you can tell.
Yeah.
Okay, you like StashAway.
You like StashAway.
And MyTheo. You have MyTheo as well.
Yeah.
So all of these are options that we can explore, and just because we like them doesn't mean you will like them. So go ahead and explore. Yeah.